Hey everyone, Lukium here. Welcome to my in-depth series into the First Descendant, where our deep dives turn into your epic wins. In this series, we go beyond the basics, breaking down everything from the mechanics to the numbers behind the game. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button because you won't want to miss the most detailed guides around. What's up everyone, today I'm bringing you an amazing ultimate bunny build that's incredibly powerful and super easy to put together as it only takes 3 catalysts. I'm calling it the Usain Bolt build because you can run speed of light non-stop while shooting out bolts of lightning forever. This build takes advantage of an odd mod mechanic, so make sure to stay tuned for the explanation, otherwise the build might not work properly for you. As you can see in the current footage, running farming content like hard mode Fortress Outskirts with this build is a breeze, and the same is going to be true for all other farming content. It hits at a very long range, and it also has a decent amount of survivability, running about 9,500 HP and 14,000 defense. And of course, because your main source of damage is going to be your Lightning Emission, you don't have to invest much into a weapon build. Not only that, the build is only relying on external components from Executioner, the very first hard boss you're going to be fighting. The only harder item you need to get is going to be Ultimate Bunny's Transcendent mod, High Voltage, for Pyromaniac. But at least with these, you probably won't have to farm a whole lot since you're not looking for a specific role, like builds that rely on the Slayer set. Because of all these reasons, I believe this may be one of the best early hard mode builds to put together, and it will really level up your farming game, even more so than running no Ultimate Bunny. So let's move on to Bunny setup. First, a quick overview of the character screen with everything equipped, and then I'm going to move all the parts of the build into a single frame so that we can go over it all in details. The build has 3 main goals. Number 1 is to run speed of light forever, as that is going to not only give us more speed, but it will also increase damage substantially, since the damage from Lightning Emission is based on distance run. Number 2 is going to be to keep Light Emission running forever, as it's our main source of damage, and to maximize its damage. And number 3 is going to be to get as much survivability as possible while achieving goals 1 and 2. To get our first goal, that is to run speed of light forever, we are using multi-talented, maximize conservation, narcissism, and strong mentality mods, as well as ensuring that our reactor has as much skill cost reduction as possible and that our external components have as much MP recovery as possible. For the reactor, you will want as close to a gold skill cost reduction as you can, as you will see later in the lab. A gold stack will get you infinite running, but a purple one, like the one I have in the build right now, will leave you just short of infinite running. Combined, maximize conservation and strong mentality gives us 50.6% skill cost reduction. Narcissism gives us an additional 33% at 10 stacks, bringing the total cost reduction to 83.6%. Multi-talented is going to give us an additional 6.1% skill cost reduction because we're going to be using Thrill Bomb just before we use Speed of Light, which is going to activate the bonus from multi-talented for fusion abilities, bringing our total cost reduction to 89.9%. And that's before we factor in our skill cost reduction from the reactor. Combined with MP recovery in the external components, we can functionally stop the MP bar from lowering as long as we have 10 stacks of narcissism. So to summarize the speed of light section, by stacking these mods and focusing on skill cost reduction and MP recovery, you will be able to keep Bunny's speed of light up indefinitely, boosting your damage output significantly and maintaining near infinite MP. Next, for our second goal of keeping Lightning Emission up forever, we're going to be running high voltage for a few reasons. First, it increases single target damage substantially by taking our skill power modifier from 148.7% to 250.5%. This is a base increase in damage of 68.46% for single target damage. Next, it reduces the base cooldown of the ability from 30 seconds to 22 seconds, making it much easier to reach maximum uptime with less mods. Now keep that 22-second cooldown in mind because there seems to be a bug later that I'll address. Next, it increases our base range from 7 to 9 meters, which means that when fully upgraded, our range is going to be 27 meters instead of 21 meters, which is a pretty substantial increase. Now, to achieve this maximum range, we're going to be running maximized range and skill expansion, as well as running additional range on the reactor. Your reactor only needs 13.3% range in order to hit the cap, so don't worry about getting a gold range stat. Focus mainly on the gold skill cost stat. We're going to be losing 40% skill power modifier between maximize conservation and maximize range, but that's okay because we're countering it with focus on singular, which is going to give us 68.2% singular skill power modifier, making it a net gain of 28.2%. Keep in mind that for some reason, Nexon decided to only show full skill power modifier increases on the skill tooltip, so we don't see the singular skill power modifier in the tooltip. I hope they will change that eventually. We're also running focus on electric in order to give us an additional 77.2% electric skill power. You may be thinking about using electric specialist or singular specialist. Don't. You need the 6.1% skill cooldown from both focus mods in order to maintain 100% uptime on Lightning Emission. The two mods bring your cooldown to 19.3 seconds, just under the 20-second duration of Lightning Emission. Last, for our Lightning Emission skill, we're running 2 pieces of the Supernova set to get an additional 8.6% skill power modifier, bringing our total skill power modifier to 36.8%. We specifically want to run the memory and processors from Supernova, which I'll explain next when talking about survivability. Now, this is very important. There seems to be a bug with high voltage. As you can see in the tooltip for Lightning Emission, we currently have a cooldown of 19.3 seconds and a duration of 20 seconds. This should enable us to have full uptime of the ability. However, as of this recording and as you can see in the current footage, for some reason this is not the case. The skill seems to run out before the cooldown by 2 to 3 seconds or so. That's okay, because I built the ability to counter this bug into the build. By using Thrill Bomb before Lightning Emission, we get the ability to stay up for the entirety of the cooldown thanks to Multi-Talented. I'm not sure exactly how this is working, because the supposed 6.1% additional duration should not be enough to make it work, but it does. So do keep that in mind. In order to maintain full uptime of Lightning Emission, just run Thrill Bomb before Lightning Emission. It does have a minor disadvantage because it will break our 10 stacks of Narcissism each time we run Thrill Bomb, but it will give us 100% uptime on the damage, so it's really up to you in the current scenario you're in. You can either activate just Lightning Emission and have about 2 to 3 seconds interruption on the damage, but keep your MP from dropping at all, or you can run Thrill Bomb followed by Lightning Emission and have 100% uptime on the damage with a minor MP consumption. I personally choose to use Thrill Bomb when in combat. Despite using a little bit of MP while recharging Narcissism, chances are that you will be getting way more than enough MP drops to still never run out of MP. So to wrap up the Lightning Emission section, we're maximizing damage and cooldown by using the 2 focus mods, we're maximizing range with skill expansion and maximize range, and finally we're using Thrill Bomb to activate Multi-Talented's buff to get 100% uptime on the ability. Finally, to maximize our survivability, we're running a maxed out increased HP, as well as focusing on HP as much as possible in our external components. As mentioned a moment ago, we're running Supernova memory and processor because they do not give shields, so that can get us 3 defense stats. And then we're running HP support auxiliary power and sensor, as that gives us an additional 3 HP stats. This should bring you to about 14,000 defense and 9,500 HP, which is plenty of survivability for a bunny build. Alright, so this is the build. You can see it in play in the following footage of Fortress Outskirts. The loop is pretty straightforward. Use Thrill Bomb before Speed of Light and Lightning Emission to ensure that you have infinite MP for running and that you can keep 100% uptime for Lightning Emission. Don't forget that you can use a single Thrill Bomb for both, since you have a 5-second window for Multi-Talented where you have the bonuses active. And with that, you should have everything you need to know to run the Usain Bolt Ultimate Bunny. If you have any questions or suggestions, make sure to drop a comment below, and remember, you're always welcome in my Discord if you want a quick answer. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and consider setting me as your creator for the First Descendant. The steps for PC are playing on the screen now, and the link for console players is on the description. Also, don't forget to check my other build and guide videos for the First Descendant. And with that, peace out.